All right, guys, so I just got back a nice diverse set of graded cards from PSA, and it's perfect timing because a lot of these guys are in the playoffs. So let's get started. So I pre-graded this either a 9 or a 10, and it got a 10. So I did peek at these beforehand, just as a heads up. Usually I like to surprise people, but we got a Caitlin Clark, and we got a PSA 10, and I heavily collect Caitlin Clark. I think she's going to be an amazing advocate for the women's game and really grow the popularity in sports in general for women. And she set the frickin' NCAA women's all-time scoring record as well as the men's, like overall in WNBA history. It's crazy. So we have Jerry Rice next, and we have a PSA 7. So I was a little disappointed with this grade. I did buy it raw, and you know, a 7 for a 1986 card isn't terrible. And he's coming to the National Convention in Cleveland, so kind of fun. I'm going to get one of his rookie cards signed by him in person, so good times there. All right, so next one is I would have pre-graded this probably a 9 or a 10, leaning towards 9, and we got a 10. This card's kind of famous because we have Young Dolph in the background. Unfortunately, he was shot and killed, and then there's also the folks from The Blind Side in that controversy. And, you know, John Morant's just a great player, and these celebrities are caught in the background, just makes for kind of like a storytelling card. And it's got a 10, so this card's actually worth a decent amount of money. Next up, we have a Michael Jordan, and I was actually shocked. I thought this was going to be a PSA 9, so I'm very pleasantly surprised with the PSA 10. In my opinion, Jordan's inserts are just going to keep going up and up and up. He's going to end up being the GOAT still over LeBron, in my opinion, unless LeBron can find a way to win one more championship. You know, these cards are pretty cheap. Raw, I think I paid, you know, $10 for this card, and it's a decently worth a lot of money in a PSA 10, so that's kind of exciting. So next, I'm going to start collecting Yao Ming a little bit more. I taught English in China and had a great year and really had a good time with all the Chinese people, and the sport is exploded in China, and Yao Ming is a big reason for that. So I would have pre-graded this a 9, and I don't even remember what I got. I'm going to guess it's a 9 though. Yep, 9. Okay. Next card is a LeBron James Chalk Toss. This card got a PSA 9, which is kind of what I would have predicted, actually, for this card. Next card is a Tyrese Haliburton, perfect timing. He's in the Eastern semifinals right now, although they're on the verge of getting swept by the Boston Celtics. So IPC Tyrese did start this kind of a while ago, so I'm going to guess a 9 or a 10, leaning towards a 10, and it was a 10. Okay, because I actually don't remember most of these. All right, so Ichiro got a PSA 8. I do remember that one because that was probably the most disappointing of the whole batch. I love Ichiro. Unfortunately, it's an 8 for a card. Anthony Edwards, very relevant. He's also in the semifinals, but Luka and Kyrie are killing the Wolves right now. So I would have expected this to get a 10, but we got a 9, unfortunately. So, you know, it is what it is. And this is the last of the bunch of the cards that I'm keeping. Tyrese Haliburton, we got a Chinese New Year, and it's a 10. So that's fantastic. All right, so these cards are ones that I'm actually going to sell. So, because this one's a duplicate, Caitlin Clark, and it's a PSA 10. So that's kind of nice. Caitlin Clark. I do PC Caitlin Clark, but these cards don't do a whole lot for me. I'm saving up for one of her autographs. This is a PSA 10, so that's very nice. Caitlin Clark again, and we have a PSA 10, so really nice. This one's kind of different. We have a Kendall Gill card. So he was kind of a cultural phenomenon in the early 90s. He had a great college career. And this is a PSA 10, which is kind of nice because these cards go for a decent amount. And then we have a Drazen Petrovic, which is one of the first Yugoslavian basketball players in the NBA. And he got a PSA 10. So he has kind of a cool following of collectors. We have another one of his cards, and it got a PSA 10. So very nice. Here we have a LeBron, which I don't collect LeBron in the Lakers uniform because I'm a huge Cavs fan, but I do collect them in Cavs, so this will be for sale also. And this is a PSA 10. And one of the last cards here. This was a case hit from Panini Revolution, and it's a Kevin Durant, and it was a PSA 10, so that's, probably a couple $100 card. And then we have a LeBron Splash. It's the purple one, and that's a PSA 10. And then we have a very relevant player, Luka right now, PSA 10. And then the last card we have is a Tyrese. He's in the finals or semifinals right now. So we have a PSA 9, so that was a bit of a bummer. And then we have a Steph Curry, and that's a PSA 10, so that will definitely be for sale. I respect Steph as the greatest shooter of all time, but I don't collect him because I'm a huge Cavs fan. LeBron with a PSA 9, Green Prism. That was kind of a bummer. And then this was a Tyrese Haliburton autograph, and that got a 9, so that's pretty nice. Oops, we're spilling here. And then Tyrese Haliburton, and that's a jersey card, and it's a PSA 9. So these are the results. I think I did really well, and I'm very excited about how these cards came out. So thanks for watching.